everybody. Welcome. Hope everybody had a good week. Hope everybody is about to have a good weekend. This is the Grin and Guardian Gang. We are here to talk everything challenge coins. We're encouraging you to call in and describe your challenge coins or ask questions. Two of us are designers. And we also are encouraging you, if you'd like to sell your challenge coins, we want to be the QVC of challenge coins. If you're a reliable, reputable seller, I will send you the link. You can come on, you can talk about your coin, you can sell your coin, you collect all the money yourself. We do not do any money collecting at all. That's all on you. That's your responsibility. So we encourage people to do that. In fact, that's what we want. Our podcast is shooting up in the charts. We're only on show number 4. We're not only helping public safety out, we're educating people, and we're having fun. So my other 2 shows, I will make a big announcement, but I'll go ahead and tell it here. We have just been picked up by a network outside of Washington, D.C., and we will have the potential of 1 million listeners for my other 2 shows. So I can't carry this show there yet, but I will be advertising it on those shows. And we're also on WDJY, which is in Atlanta, Georgia, on the FM dial 99.1. So we're moving up in the world. The Sport Cat podcasts are growing, and I couldn't do it without my team, both the Grin and Guardian team, the Misfits team, and everybody who helps me out at Paranormal, guys. Love and support. I appreciate everything you do. All right, without further ado, I've talked too much already. Let's bring some people in here. We've got Matt. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Hold on, brother.
Good day. And we got somewhere back here. I got Corey Chuck, but I only got one of the 2. So how are you?
Hey, how are you?
You still got the black screen of death?
No, I'm good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Well, we have. I have invited tonight Barry Furey. He was my 911 director in Knoxville, Tennessee. He's also been a fire chief up in the north. He's very well educated, and he's a challenge coin collector too. So we wanted him to come in and talk a little about 911. Challenge coins, just whatever. So here we go. Barry, welcome to the show. We're glad you're here.
How are you?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. So how are you?
Not bad for an old man.
Well, good. Of course, I introduced everybody beforehand to you. Matt designs coins. I've designed a few coins. Corey has designed a few coins as well. I know that you said. I know that you said that you collected coins. How far back do you go with collecting? Do you have any communications? And
boy, how far back do I go? I guess it depends on what you consider to be a challenge coin, because I can remember over the years, a lot of people, especially fire departments, would or communities would have what I would call a commemorative coin. Which were nowhere near as fancy or I guess widely collected as challenge coins are. But you're going to have to excuse me. But I mean, if you go back to the 1963, this is from a fire department in New York, actually where I went to school and grew up. And it's commemorative coin for, I believe it was their 100th anniversary, because they're a very old established community, old established fire department. So that's probably the first coin of any type that wound up in my possession.
Wow. You said that one was how old?
1963.
Man. Goodness.
I don't have one of those.
That wasn't even thought of then.
Well, yeah. So I mean, I came across them then. I mean, reportedly, the whole issue of challenge coins, or what has led to what we now know as challenge coins, goes back to the Roman legions. So apparently, they were originally minted and issued to soldiers on a crusade, which were probably more like campaign medals now, rather than any type of medal that actually said, "Oh, you've done a heroic act." So if you look back on it, that's how far these allegedly go back, and then you can take a look at how else they've morphed in World War One. Some of the, especially early on, volunteer units like the Lafayette Escadrille, which was Americans who volunteered for the French Air Force essentially before America got into war. They supposedly decided they would issue their own coins for their members. So there's several different paths you can go down when you take a look at, hey, what is a challenge coin and how long has it been around?
That's one thing Matt and I have talked about in the past is a lot of the coins now aren't round. They're not, they come in all shapes and sizes. Matt has some that are outrageously gorgeous, but they're not in a circle.
Oh, yeah. And in fact, here's fire service line. Here's one that's essentially it's commercial issue. It's not from any department or company, but again, this is if you've got a case where you're trying to hold something round in. This is that's a real challenge coin, but it's again, like you said, they are not round anymore. They're pretty much any shape and color and design that you can come up with. And I mean, you guys are the designers here, so you know that better than I do.
Matt's coming up with one that spins.
Yeah, so Barry, in your opinion, so we're talking about challenge coins. Just get your honest opinion since you've got one that goes back to the 1950s. So what do you prefer? I mean, are you looking for something you stick in your pocket, or is it kind of cool to? Do you still consider it a challenge coin?
Oh, I'm pretty liberal about what I consider to be a challenge coin. It does not have to be round for me to enjoy it. I am not carrying them around with me to try to get out of a bar bet. So to me, if that's the case, I want a round one because I don't want something digging a hole in my pocket. But no, I mean, if you're going to display it to me, wow, I've seen lots of nice round ones, but again, there's these sort of these oddball ones that I'm kind of like, well, that's different. That's pretty cool to look at.
Yeah, especially when they're like what is it, like a hat box they call them. They're all four sides, but it's still considered.
Oh yeah. And I mean that's the other thing. Even on the round coins, okay, what's on the flip side? Or if you look at it like an old 45 record for that matter. All right, what's the A side and what's the B side? What do you think people are going to look at most? And what's the difference?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, have you guys gotten into much of the lore of the military coins and how they're used? And I think it depends on who you talk to about that. But have you looked into that much?
So I'm a U.S. Navy chief at the moment.
Okay.
Heading down that retirement road. But I'll show you a couple. Like I've been showing these ones off already. So yeah. So we're not talking like it's not it's not anything like it used to be anymore, right? So here's a Back to the Future / Legacy because of copyright purposes, right? But it's still, and you can see how thick it is.
Wow.
Right. But to me, and Corey and Glenn could probably vouch for it. So to me, a challenge coin could be any size, any shape, any color, right? I think what makes it meaningful, going back to the 1950s and 60s, is the unit names, right? For us, it's the chief pride. I'm sure with Corey, it's the police, the firefighters, right? Everybody has a certain pride on their coin, right? And they can get pretty intense now. They're very very different. Yeah, this is considered, to me, it's considered a challenge coin. It's huge, right? But if you look at the coin, it has meaning from it, right? Everything on this base is on this coin, right? It has meaning. It's not just a hunk of metal that you stick in your pocket. Now, am I going to carry this around? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to carry it around. But I'm going to give it to people, right? You can gift it, or it's something you can be proud of. So to me, that's where challenge coins come from. I'm sure it's the same for the police, fire department, and the fire department. You know, it's something you carry around. Everybody has a story with a challenge coin. I got tons of stories. So you pull your little set out and you go, well, this is that one time, you know, I was doing dumb stuff, and there you go. Got this coin, right? So to me at least, I don't know if that's how it for you guys, but yeah.
I
Corey,
mean,
he designed. I was going to say, with Corey, when he designed his, he was doing it more because at that point in time there weren't many for correctional officers, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's it's still hard to come by any type of like probation parole officers and their coins. I have literally been successful getting probably 6 Department of Corrections coins from other states.
Wow.
It just doesn't, they really don't exist much unless someone takes it upon themselves to go and make up their own coin in their own region or their own agency. But yeah, that's 6 out of 50 states. There's not much of probation and parole. Now there's more for corrections like prison type coins. There's more of them, but probation and parole, very, very, very limited. And then you're talking on the law enforcement side, they got a coin for every unit of every police department. it gets pretty deep.
Well, yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, same, Corey. Yeah, because you guys are just representing, man. You represent. You said out of 6 out of 50 states, you got your own coin. That's badass,
Yeah.
man. Like, look what I got. Look what you don't got.
Yeah.
None are yours all round, or none of yours are around, are they?
Mine?
Talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, to Corey. Sorry.
Oh, my first one's round one, and then my second one is the Buffalo Skull, and then my third coin is the shape of Montana. Yeah.
Cool. Barry, I'm sorry I interrupted you. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I have no idea at this point.
Once I've been important.
Well, that's all right. We'll take it. So when you were with the fire department, it wasn't very popular at first, I know, because the military is really where it started. When did you feel like it took off in the fire department and was more popular?
Man, that's kind of a hard one. I mean, I'm trying to remember about how long back it might have been when they first really started. I mean, now, like you're saying, they're everywhere, and they're used for every occasion. And I think, obviously, since the 2000s. They've been out there and around, and in some cases they're starting to replace other things that used to signify special events. I mean, in the fire department, depends upon where you're at. Companies will have what they call wet downs or housings or christenings or something where a new apparatus is brought online. Well, back in the day, departments used to get ceramic mugs, and that was buy our mug for a fundraiser to commemorate that we've got a new apparatus. But now I see that's some folks still do it, but the change has been to go over to the challenge coin because you can collect a lot more of those in a smaller space than you can with the mugs. I mean, you get 10, 20, 30 mugs. Now you've got something that you got to dust and something that you got to have space for, where 10, 20, 30 challenge coins, that's a nice little spot on my wall here on this little case. So I can't really say when it started, but I certainly know it's in full force right now.
Absolutely. Have you done one or seen one for any communications divisions, 911 centers?
Who is that aimed at, me or?
Oh yeah, sorry, Barry. Yeah,
yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Hang on. I'm going to be awkward and bend over here, so hang on.
Oh yeah, it's all right. I'm just screwing up everything. So, yeah, the part. I did 2 hours of radio before I came on here, so I'm talked out. So,
Well, I'll actually show you two that I've got. For me, and I have some more, but the ones that had the most significance for me would be. Let me see how I'm doing with this. This is the one from Raleigh Wake, which is the last 911 center that I managed. And we issued, and again, didn't normally issue that, but we did it for the 40th anniversary. I happened to be director at the time when the center had its 40th anniversary. And we issued that then. And the bottom line is, we gave it to some sort of like friends, but it was basically issued as a limited edition for the employees, for the folks who were there during the 40th anniversary. We made sure that everybody had a coin. Now, the most recent one I came across, and this is a recent issue, and again, I'm kind of awkward with trying to show this properly, but this is from the first 911 center that I managed. So I've kind of got bookends. This was a recent issue. It's from a center in New York, and so, like I said, now I've kind of got bookends. I'm not sure that the two centers in the middle of my career have issued anything yet. I don't think they have. But so those are two that I've got from 911. There are also 911 associations that issue coins. And for example, here's one from APCO, which is the Association of Public Safety Communications Officials, and they're sort of a sister organization, if I can find it, because I had all this laid out very neatly before we started, which doesn't seem to have done much for me. But here's the one from the National Emergency Number Association, NENA. So
Nice.
You've got 911 centers who are doing it. They're doing it for anniversaries. They're doing it for recruiting. They're doing it for sort of special awards or just for the heck of it, in case somebody comes in from another agency with a coin. And in fact, a couple of APCO international conferences a few years back, I know there were some folks who were advertising on the APCO bulletin board that they were going to be there with challenge coins from their agency, and everybody set a meetup at a certain time in a certain room, and so people were able to get some that they might not have otherwise had their hands on. So again, it's not to the level that the fire service is at the moment, but I've certainly over the last 5 years in 911 see it pick up. 5-10 years, see it pick up.
That's cool. How many coins do you have total in your collection, Barry?
Only about 50. I mean, it's not that. I'm an amateur when it comes to it, but I think each one of them to me has a significant meaning. Like I said, the bookends on my career there. Ones from fire departments that I've been in. Ones that have been given to me personally by friends. So, nowhere near, like folks who are really, really deep into it. But so far, the wife hasn't complained about the ones that I've got. So I think we can keep moving forward until that happens.
That's definitely the most important, keeping the wife happy. Well, there are people that go absolutely nuts, but I think personally the ones, I mean, you'll see ooh shiny that you got to have. Like I found one about the Miami mall invasion of aliens that somebody did, and I was like, okay, I got to have that. That's just too cool. But I mean, for the most part, there's something that means something to me. So I was going to show you this one here. I showed this on the, hold on, let me move the logo. You'll recognize this. This is Ronnie Patterson's patch. Yeah. And the family asked me to make the coin for them for Ronnie that they wanted to give out to loved ones and family members. That's his paramedic patch and number on the back. And I still got quite a few of these, but the family asked me to do that. So once again, it had a personal connection, So, and it trying to explain getting the sun sphere on a patch to people on the other side of the world. I mean, I had to send picture after picture, and it was a horrible mess. But we found. I sent a picture of the patch, and I was like, "Make the patch." So,
Yeah.
sometimes things get lost in translation. So, but
Definitely.
yeah. Which one do you think means the most to you? Have you got one that you feel really attached to?
Well, let me reach over here. And if there's one, if I've got to pick one, this is fairly simple, but it's from the first fire department that I joined, um, where my father was also a member of that fire department for 65 years, actually. Uh, and so it's, this to me is really the most significant. And again, what they did with this one is they put St. Florian on the backside, which is, again, a patron saint of firefighters. So, yeah, I would say that of all of them, that one really has to be the most significant to me.
That's nice. That's nice. The history's there.
Oh, yeah.
And one other thing I want to get from you before we cut you out of here. You're welcome to stay as long as you want, but I know you don't got all night with us. I want you to talk about 911, where it started, where it is today, and because now we're with text 911 and stuff for kids and stuff, and well, I shouldn't say kids, everybody, but I think it was geared towards the younger generation. And what lifesaver it is and has been.
Okay. Well, thanks for the opportunity. Number one, for be here. Number two, to talk about 911. 911 actually in the United States started in 1968 in a small town called Haleyville, Alabama, and that's where the first 911 call was made. It has now morphed to where it is pretty much nationwide. There may be one or two small pockets yet that don't have it, but in 99 point whatever percent, to the degree that there are 240 million plus 911 calls made every year in the United States. You mentioned the technology. One of the big challenges in the industry right now is the coming up of what's known as next generation 911. Because right now, to a large part, we're still operating with the same analog technology from the 1960s that we started with, and obviously, what constituted a telephone back then is not what constitutes a telephone right now. And as you mentioned, we're moving forward with text to 911, with JPEGs or still photos to 911. And also videos to 911. So that's in the future. The biggest problem with 911 now is staffing. Very, very critical. I think everybody sees it, staffing, in terms of their commercial experiences. You go to a store and there's no clerks. It's almost totally self-checkout. You go to a restaurant and one of the dining rooms may be closed because they don't have any wait staff there. It's gotten to be just a significant crisis at 911. It was a recent survey nationwide that found that 82% of 911 centers nationwide were short-staffed. That 82% of them were below their authorized level of staffing, and I know some folks whose centers are below 50% staff. And this
Wow.
is just how, yeah. Oh wow, Glenn, I will tell you. I'm not going to say where, but I called 911 and. I'll tell you, if you work for 911, you hardly ever call 911 because you're kind of like, is that a big deal? No. But in any event, I called for what I figured was a drunk driver. And the phone rang for over 2.5 minutes before somebody answered. Yeah. So,
Wow.
like I say, can you imagine if you found your kid at the bottom of the pool, or somebody you knew was having a heart attack, or your house is on fire? 2.5 minutes. And it's not because somebody is slacking off or doesn't care about it. So that's really become a crisis. And in fact, I put a video up on YouTube about it, and I wish I had the URL to kind of end this conversation with, but I don't. But if you want to check 911 crisis and my name, you should be able to search it on YouTube. It gives some more of the facts and figures about what's going on, and you can take a look at it there. You kind of got the background here.
That's crazy.
I never realized it was that bad. I knew it was bad. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, you're called in and you get a voicemail, or not a voicemail, a voice computer that says your hold time will be X. And, and that's crazy. Like you said, 8 minutes in a house fire is critical, because in 8 minutes you can burn a house almost completely down now, with stuff that's in them. And so, it is crazy. But I didn't realize it was that bad. Wow.
Yeah, it is really a life-threatening crisis. And it's been going on for years. I served on a committee that made a report about staffing issues in Boston, 2000. So that's like 23, 24 years ago. Now we've been dealing with it, and it gets worse every year. And you talked about the fire. I recently read in one city where they're encouraging people to call the fire department directly because they're having such trouble getting through to 911 in a timely manner.
Yeah. And I'll go back to the old self-initiated alarms. So, which, if you're on the fire truck, that's cool because you're first in. So, so you get to have the fun. Well, I know in Washington D.C., one of the things that they're using, I think it's actually PG County, is they now have drones, and when a big car crash is called in, and you get calls for, it's in the northbound, it's in the southbound, it's east, it's west, it's this side. The drone is dispatched and goes and surveys the scene and determines what's needed. And I don't know if they have it to where it can speak out, wave if somebody's hurt or something, but I thought that was an incredible use of technology. With the push of a button, somebody at 911 is boom. You got a drone on the way to the call. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I mean, we are going to have to start embracing AI in the 911 industry. I'll tell you, because if we start tomorrow trying to fix this problem with staffing, it's going to be 2 years before we make a dent. You got to recruit people, you got to screen people, you got to hire people, you got to train people. I'll tell you, number one, you can use it, at least the way I look at it, you can use it on your non-emergency calls to get them off of a human being, to free that human being up to deal with somebody in crisis. And the other thing we have to start doing is using things like Google Translate directly hooked into the 911 system, because there is a significant issue with delays in third-party interpretations, because they're facing the same thing in terms of they can't get anybody to work there either. And so everybody I talk to says that their translation time is increasingly going up. And then if you've got Spanish is, you can usually find somebody who can speak Spanish, but some of the odd languages you get, I've managed 911 centers in communities, 3 communities that had large universities. University of Illinois, University of Tennessee, NC State University. And the diversity of languages and dialects that you get just because of that. It's a lot more than Spanish.
No kidding. Well, I know on my phone, it has, you can set it up to where you hit the buttons in a certain combination and it will automatically record, I think, a minute of video. It'll start snapping pictures. It'll notify like 3 people of your contacts and it'll call 911 and give you your exact latitude and longitude. That is incredible. Especially, I mean, you know, somebody being kidnapped or something. That is incredible.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. We just have to start using it and, you know, start realizing that this isn't your grandfather's 911. We've got to stop, instead of looking back how we've done things for the past 50 years, and start looking ahead about what's going to work now, because what we're doing is not working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can't just throw people at it like you said, because it takes too long to train them. I have a friend. He brought me into. They have the center in it's a small town inside of Atlanta, but they have cameras on pretty much every street corner, tops of poles and stuff. And a lot of people think, oh, well, you're just answering the phone and all this. Well, one of the cameras is located at a major intersection, and it's. When I went into the center, it was the size of a wall. I mean, it was the video feed was, and he had an operator there. They're not calling them 911 operators because of what they do. It's a total separate division. Police handles it, but a woman and a child were run over right there in, full size living color in front of him, and he couldn't deal with that. So, with that technology as well, you're seeing stuff in real time in some cases, and the people part, you can't train somebody for that.
It's one of my favorite questions when I go out and teach to the 911 telecommunicators is, how are you going to, and they're all, like you say, I wouldn't say all, but a lot of people are like, oh my God, I don't want to be seeing that, this and that. I asked them, what are they going to do when the video becomes two-way? And they're like, well, what do you mean two-way? I'm like, nobody ever said it wasn't going to. It'll start out one way, and then people are going to want to see who they're talking to. I mean, and this right now is a perfect example. This is an entirely different interaction than it would be if we were just, I was watching you or you were watching me, but we weren't watching each other.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that. About FaceTime for 911. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and why not? One of the reasons I think that text to 911 has not caught on as quickly as I would have suspected is that people would rather hear a voice than text. I think they'd probably rather see a face than a blank screen.
That's true. That's true. I think also that's probably like I said, I think it's probably more for, I don't want to say the younger people, but I'm dating myself here, but I remember when phones didn't do that. So I think that the text part, and I hadn't thought about sending, JPEGs and video to 911 centers, and that's incredible. So that's a lot to manage. And especially if you add drones in to go out, holy cow. So you're talking about I don't even know, a military command center. How do you train the people for that? It's not going to be tomorrow.
No, and I mean that's part of the problem. We have been, as an industry, we haven't driven the change. We've been driven by the change, and I don't see the technology is gonna slow down at all. I mean, I've been in this in public safety for over 50 years now, and I think I've seen more change in the last 10 years than I did in the first 40 total. and it's not stopping. And and I don't think it should stop. I think it's great, but we get ourselves caught flat-footed trying to keep up. I mean, I tell people I've been involved in this industry, BC and AD. BC is before cellular, and AD is after digital. Okay, and it was an overnight change in the way we treated the world, and the world treated us. Cell phones, great. Back in the old days, if you were gotten a wreck on the interstate or needed help somewhere way out in the boondocks, you were waiting for somebody to come along to find you. Okay. Now it's right away. But unfortunately, 700 people now all see you at once and call 911. And so it's gone from no calls to too many calls.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that 9/11 with the towers and everything? Didn't the 911 centers basically, they were so overwhelmed they practically had to shut down, and the phone lines were all jammed too?
I mean, the phone lines pretty much got shut down just through volume and I think potentially some damage. But there is a whole situation in that protocol told the dispatchers there to tell the people to shelter in place in a lot of cases. And they were kind of between a rock and a hard place. Sheltering in place in the World Trade Center was not the way to go. Of course, trying to get out of the World Trade Center when you couldn't get out wasn't the way to go either. So again, that's kind of between a rock and a hard place in some of these cases. Who trained for that? Nobody.
That's true. That's true. And I know one thing I've noticed, unfortunately, we do talk about some of the bad stuff, the school shootings. Now you have the kids with the phones, and they're either tweeting it out, FaceTiming it out, live streaming it on some platform, but they're also calling 911 with the same information. What kind of information do you give a kid that's being shot at? I mean, whew.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned earlier about an agency having a lot of street cameras, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I have always been a proponent for tying in any kind of camera system that's out there to 911, but especially cameras in schools. If you have a school that's got a camera in it and you've got an incident in that school, if you can gain access to that school's camera system from 911 and port the videos of exactly what's going on to the first responders, they can actually see at the scene, okay, where is the shooter? What's the shooter look like? Is there some way we can get in without him or her seeing us? And so to me, we need to develop more partnerships with technology to at least let us get the benefits. I mean, if you're an officer responding to a school shooting, wouldn't you love to be able to have a view of the inside of that school and see what's going on? And it's simple. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, it's like a map.
Yeah,
essentially. Yeah. One of my buddies works for Fairfax County Fire Department up in Northern Virginia area, and he just got promoted up to the rank of captain. And he says when he gets in his engine or ladder, depending on what he's working, or tower, it's like getting in a command center. He's got the 911 CAD dispatch over here. He's got another screen telling him exactly what his driver's doing, how hard he's pressing the brakes, how far the tilt angle of the truck, the speed, the stop. He's got all that at one screen. Another screen, he's got pictures of cameras on the way to, and in a smaller window, if there's a camera for, like, if it's a wreck at an intersection, there's a picture there. And then he has Waze GPS or something to that extent that gives him the way and turns the lights on and off. And if he actually deviates from the course, he gets written up unless he can give a logistical explanation. He said at 3:00 in the morning, your century is all totally overwhelmed. And then, of course, I know you've rode seat. Once you jump out of the seat, you've got another million commands to make. So, wow, it's a lot for us today.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about almost sensory overload, and I've heard a lot of complaints about that. It's an interesting case going on right now, and I wish I could remember where it was. Two officers responded to a call and were killed. The dispatchers apparently knew that this guy was a threat. They actually sent it by the CAD system to the mobile data terminal in the car, and the family of at least one of the deceased officers is complaining that they didn't give it out over voice. Maybe he was out of the car, maybe he didn't see that. So that's a very interesting case, and that's going on right now. And I wish I could remember where, but again, you know, there's two sides to the sword of technology.
Yeah, you can have too much information. You know, I thought, well, what about the drones? You know, they get on scene and they determine that, you know, it's a tanker overturned, it's leaking fuel, and you need a full hazmat response and stuff. And you were just sitting on an engine on a wreck, you know? Yeah. So, something to take, we're a year away from what happened up north with the train derailment. You know, take that for instance. So, I think that might have been handled in a total cluster way from what I've heard, but I don't know. I think they were overwhelmed, to be honest. I don't think their department was ready for anything like that.
Well, if you take a look at the history of disasters, they are not always in the big city. I mean, the Connecticut school shooting. Okay, small, not a big city at all. In fact, a lot of the shootings or hazmat material incidents that you're talking about are in fairly small and sometimes isolated communities.
Yeah. Well, my son moved to Vermont, and it's volunteer EMS up there, volunteer fire. I'm 55 years old, and I'd never heard of volunteer EMS. Never once.
It's where I came from, and in fact, some of it is still volunteer EMS where I came from. They have paid paramedic service, but they run BLS, and in fact, some of the volunteers actually do run ALS along with the paid paramedics.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's hard to believe. Andy, welcome to the show. Andy, this is Barry.
Hi.
You've missed a good conversation talking about it. And I want to get in you've got to have being an old fireman, you got to have some good old war stories about firefighting to tell us before you go. I know.
Oh, well, I think the statute of limitations is probably passed on some of it, but one of the calls I actually was working dispatch at the time, and I dispatched my own department to a house fire on a particular road, and one of our assistant chiefs showed up on the scene and said he was on the scene, and another one of our assistant chiefs showed up on the scene and said he was, and these two guys are arguing over the radio. Well, where are you? I don't see you. It turns out that we had two abandoned houses on the same street on fire at the same time, apparently, but they were not near each other. One was on the east side of the street, the other was on the west side. So apparently somebody with nothing better to do had gone down and set abandoned houses on fire that night. But to listen to these two guys argue about, you're on the scene, no, you're not on the scene, yes, I am, I'm right in front of the building, no, you're not, I'm right in front of the building, was kind of interesting. I guess another old war story was that I was still in the meeting getting sworn in as chief when I got my first fire, which at that time was the largest dollar loss fire we had had in the history of the community. Thankfully, people are worse firefighters than I am. So since then, we've burned down a lot bigger things, and that's kind of taken me out of the barrel. But that was legend for a while. That you're still in, and the tones go off. I mean, there's just a ton of crazy stuff that's happened over the years.
Oh, well, that's the one nice thing. And that's what I loved about our job. You never knew what you were going to get when you went to the office. You could be pulling the cat out of a tree, or you could get woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do CPR on a kid. You just never know. And I loved the job. I still wish I could do the job, but unfortunately I can't. I loved hearing the old war stories as well. So I'll never turn one of them down. I've developed.
Well, I guess I'll leave you with, which was probably, I tell people, the worst day and ultimately perhaps the best day of my life. When I was at a high school for about a year and a half, and we caught a run around 8 o'clock in the morning, and a fully loaded school bus from our town was broadsided by a freight train. We have 5 fatalities, 40 some odd injured. This was 1972, so the term MCI, what's that? Protocols. Well, grab and go. I mean, no ALS, no paramedics, and that has stayed with me for forever. Again, like I said, it was out of school about a year and a half. If I didn't know the kids on the bus, I knew their older sister or older brother. Actually played sports with some of the kids on the bus, and I was a pallbearer for one of them later that week. So, I mean, you talk about CPR on the kid 3 o'clock in the morning. That's kind of one of my CPRs on the kid, 3 o'clock in the morning. But I tell you, it had served as a wake-up call. When you are 20 years old, you are bulletproof. By God, nothing's ever going to happen to you. And to see these kids that you knew get killed, get traumatic amputations, I mean, you name it. It sure changes your outlook on life, and I think has allowed me to better focus on some things that are more important.
Wow. It's hard. When I was in paramedic school, I was working 24 on, 48 off, and I was exhausted. We ran all night and had all these calls and stuff. And the old senior paramedic for the next shift was the one who relieved me. And we always, if we had time, would talk about classwork and stuff. And I was out, dead to the world. He come in and it was a hardwood floor in the bedroom. He come into the bedroom and took the old metal clipboard and slammed it down on the floor as loud as he could. And I sat up, like scared the hell out of me. He looked me right in the eye. He says, what's the pediatric dose for epinephrine? Quick, now. I'm like, what? Huh? He goes, you just killed the kid. And it was kind of a harsh reality, but he was right. That was a simple answer too, by the way, but my brain wasn't registering. Yeah, he didn't ask me something like some off the wall drug, but yeah, and his point was, you never know. They could come to your door. And like you said, now they're talking about, to bring it back full circle, going to calling the local fire station. Yeah. Well, I know I've had people drive up to the fire station. One of the worst things I ever saw was in the parking lot of the fire station. Somebody pulled up and says, I'm not quite feeling well. I think I need to be looked at. I was on the way home, but I just wanted to swing in here, get my blood pressure checked. And I was like, oh, hey, yeah, you're going to die. Yeah. Let's get you to the hospital, So, yeah. Barry, you're also an author of a book, and you also are in publications. Tell us about that before you go. And if you have any last minute advice, especially to the younger generation, that's what I'm hoping to attract here.
Well, they got to be younger than me. So let's start with that.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, I'm here to make you look young, Glenn. That's the way it works. My book is Managing 911 365 days a year. It's on Amazon. It is a story for every day based upon my experience over 50 plus years in different challenges that managers in basically every aspect of life have to face that aren't in any of the textbooks. Dealing with people, dealing with technology, dealing with life. So again, that's on Amazon. Some parting words for the younger people. I don't know that there are many, if any, more honorable or fulfilling civilian jobs than there are in public safety. It's as they say, it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, and yes, somebody has to do it. If you are looking to get rich, run like hell in the other direction, because that ain't ever going to happen here. But if you're going to want to get rich in experience and friendship and satisfaction, and to develop a warped sense of humor on the way, I guess, public safety is the way to go. You never know what you're going to run into the next day, and 99.9% of the time you help. So I don't know that anything can be more gratifying, even after 50 some odd years than that.
Very true. Very true. Matt, Corey, Chuck, I've done all the talking here. Andy, anybody got a question for him before I cut him loose?
I appreciate your time, appreciate your knowledge, and your stories are touching, to say the least. And you were talking about a bus with kids. We had a bus accident in 2018 in a rural, small town in Saskatchewan, Canada. It was the bus was full of high school hockey players, and a truck driver driving an 18-wheeler failed to stop at a stop sign, broadsided that bus, killed 16 hockey players and a couple parents and a coach, and injuring 13 more. Very, very devastating. And the town has a population of maybe 2,000 people. And they were going to a tournament in the middle of winter. Actually, it wasn't winter. It was in April, but there was a lot of snow on the ground. But yeah, it can happen anywhere. It can happen anytime. And 911, it's a lifesaver, and it's a lifesaver for everyone. Being as rural as they were, it took some time to get the cops and EMS and Mercy Flight to that particular spot to provide any type of medical necessities that needed to be done.
The thing that we had going for us, even though we were a small community, uh, our jurisdictions were also small in terms of land area. And so help was really, really close by. Now, back in the day, we handled it with 3 fire departments and a number of ambulance corps because that's where the need was in transport. And again, the railroad bed had over the years gone from 3 tracks down to 1 when the importance of the rail in the region went down. That gave us basically a roadway right past the accident scene, and whoever decided to set up an immediate protocol that the ambulances enter on the north side and exit on the south, that simple decision probably saved, I can't tell you how many lives, because we were able to clear the scene of victims in 45 minutes. We had 40 some odd living casualties.
Yeah. It's devastating hearing those stories. Shit can happen in the blink of an eye, and it's worst case scenario. And talking about volunteer EMS, there's volunteer EMS up there as well. Being in rural Montana, where we live, we have volunteer EMS 20 miles from our doorstep in these small communities, 20 miles away. They're all volunteers. And it's crazy. And we have a lot of mountains around us too. And thankfully we have the Air Force here too that provides, they have helicopters that have actually provided a lot of life-saving rescues for the community of Gray Falls and Montana, because they fly all over helping provide rescues. And just to 911, here's a little bit of tidbit of information if you guys didn't know. If you were to fall down a cliff and you're alone and all you have is your cell phone, take your SIMS card out of your cell phone. When you go and try and call 911 or they try and locate you, your SIMS card, if it's being in your phone, will contact to the reaches cell tower that you're the carrier of. If you take your SIMS card out of your cell phone, it reaches the very closest cell tower that you're at. Doesn't matter what carrier it's at.
What if you have an eSIM?
Yeah, I don't think I have a SIM card.
Don't know what's that.
Corey, killing me.
Get screwed. I'm gonna die.
No,
Well,
we got the Mercy SOS.
I listen to Fairfax County a lot, and I thought they had to get permission from all the carriers or whatever. I hear them saying now they're pinging it, and they're getting like exact locations. Is that, Barry, do they have to get permission to do that, to use that GPS latitude and longitude like PD? Or
You know, things change from state to state in terms of 911 regulations. I mean, that's what I always say. You know, Nina says, one nation, one number. And I had legislated 50 different ways and managed over 5,000. But what's happening now, again, are a lot of, there's some companies out there that are vastly improving the standard location technology, where you can almost literally follow somebody walking through their yard with it. So, I mean, there's a lot of things going on, and I would really, like I said, state to state it changes, and I would really have to take a look. But again, when somebody says ping, they may mean something completely different than what it means to you and I. I mean, on a cell call, there's the ability to what we would call rebid the location, and that is almost essentially like a ping. So again, it depends on how they're using the terminology, I suspect.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've heard of people down in Great Falls will fall off of the cliff, trying to get that great picture, and they don't know where they're at, and they'll use their phone to get their exact location, and they will literally walk the responders into them. So I think it's cool. So, Matt, Andy, you got any questions before I let him go? He's a wealth of knowledge.
Not that I can think of now.
And I appreciate him coming in.
Gentlemen, it's great to meet you all. Maybe I'll be back at some point and tell some more stories.
There you go.
Listen to more stories, because I love that more than tell them. So I'd love to hear some of yours too.
Very good. And hey, if you decide to make a challenge coin for any of your departments, let us know. We'll hook you up. So.
All right, great.
Got you.
All right. All right, Barry. Thanks again. Yeah, we'll have you back sometime. I appreciate everything you do.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right, bye-bye.
See ya.
Wow, that was a great little interview there, and it got, I think, a lot of information. I didn't know some of that stuff. And like you're always talking, Matt, AI. I never thought about just FaceTime. Yeah, and that's
it's actually what he's talking about, Glenn. That's kind of already there already. I don't want to get too techie on you, but there's these things called API controls where you can basically make the AI be your secretary, if you will. So say you get a website, right, and you want to have the standard questions that someone asks you, right? Like, oh, how much does this cost, or where can I go to get this? Or they actually have set prompts that will help you, navigate to that. So that'd be something cool to have for 911, because the AI can also do, like he said, people have this different dialects of Spanish, right? So someone's screaming on the phone trying to get help, and the other person can't understand them, it'd be faster, if you can, get the right information out there.
That's true. But are we giving them too much information, as Musk says?
Well, like I said, when we were talking about backstage with AI, right? Because we definitely should do a show just on AI. I could talk about AI all day long, but it is definitely coming up there. It's coming up fast. And since we're talking about challenge coins, I sent you guys in our group chat, some AI generated alien coins, right? It's amazing, because it's, like I was telling you guys, you weren't here, Andy, but we were talking about how the AI is working now, rather than what it could be working like in 10 to 20 years from now. A lot of people think the AI is actually sitting in a basement, it's a bunch of servers or something, like an IBM machine or something, just thinking of all this stuff to do. But it's not the case. It's not entirely like that right now. If you dig deeper into it, it's mostly just right now reaching out, grabbing things off the internet, right? Usually I think Bing's one of their favorite ones right now. And for example, there's one of them is called DALL-E, DALL Tech E, and it's an image generator for AI. There's one that I use, and it's not really drawing it for you or painting a picture. It's more like taking pictures from the internet and interpreting it in a way to give you a product at the end when it spits it out. That makes sense. Yeah. So I think I did one of it was like Davy Jones' locker at the bottom of the ocean with the Kraken in the background, right? Something cool. So, you started seeing all these pictures of Pirates of the Caribbean style Davy Jones, right? It's like, well, that looks kind of familiar, right?
Yeah.
And then it interprets that from what it grabs off the internet, and then, images of the Kraken, and, puts it behind it. So it's, so it's not really a thinking thing right now. Everybody thinks we're feeding AI information. It's not the case now. It's kind of just like a souped up help desk, I guess, or it just knows how to get the right answers. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I've been doing taxes in this thing, and all kind of stuff isn't helping. Don't be giving any personal information, but it's definitely there. The right reason to have it is there, because it does help increasingly a lot. Did you guys hear about the what is it, the McDonald's? I forgot which country it's in. The McDonald's is ran completely by computers, by machines.
No.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Flipping burgers and everything. It's all just ran by machines, right? You just go in and walk up to the machine and tell you what order you want, and then all these robotic hands are making your meal. So yeah, it's pretty crazy where we are in the world when it comes to technology, and AI is just another crest of the surface that we're breaking right now when it comes to expand that technology. But at the same time, when we talk about that situation, and a lot of people probably gonna be out of jobs, right? Because AI could technically replace all that stuff. So
True.
Definitely need to be careful. Definitely need to be careful. They could probably replace Glenn right now talking on the radio. It'd be a virtual Glenn talking about challenge coins. You never know.
Probably be smarter and sexier. Funny looking.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an interesting topic. I hope probably one day we'll integrate that on there. But in the sake of talking about challenge coins, yeah, I use AI to, people feel like you're cheating. You're taking shortcuts, right? Like, oh, what is that? Like, you totally made that with AI. I was like, yeah. But, I asked the AI, like, okay, I have an idea for a coin. Like, okay, so it's traditional, it's round, it's gold. And, it has to be Navy Chief inspired because I'm a Navy Chief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go, give me your ideas. And it just starts spitting them out, right? And the good thing about it is you can curse at it, yell at it, do what you want. It's just going to keep giving you answers no matter what you take it. So
I have a horror story with that. When,
what you got, Glenn?
I was having a Corey moment with my brand new phone and trying to get Google set up, and I need to turn it off.
I'll judge you at all, Corey.
This was back, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, so not long ago, and I am like cussing it, and I was like he was. I was to the point, Google, you mother, and
yeah.
And you know what Google did? Google texted my mom at 2:00 in the morning. One word, fucker. Yeah, that's real quick.
Wow.
So Google doesn't have a sense of humor, does have a sense of humor. I was like, bastard.
You just gotta watch what sites you go on, right?
Yeah, right. What was the one with the? Do you guys hear about the Alexa one? So people be sleeping at night, right? And you got your Alexa set up in your room or somewhere, and it would just start talking like in the middle of the night. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if someone's talking in the middle of the night, I'd be like, "What? What are you talking about right now?"
Shots fired.
Your package wasn't delivered today. What? What? It's 3 a.m. I don't care about that right now. Like, oh yeah, it's been some. I guess I got over the kinks and the bugs, but
we don't want to know what Chuck says.
What I do want to know is, did you finish that gigantic steak?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! I feel like I ate a baby.
Wow. Yeah, it was what?
He had
5 pounder?
I don't know. It was huge. I ordered just a regular one, and I come back.
That's a regular one.
To the table. No. I ordered a regular one. Jeez. I told my wife, I was like, here, just order this one. And they come back, and she's like, yeah, I ordered this one. The lady comes back, hands me an empty plate, and she's like, your steak will be here in 45 minutes. I'm like, it's medium rare. She's like, yeah, but it takes a while to cook through that thick one. And I'm like, and I looked over, and she's laughing, and I was like, oh, have you ever seen Great Outdoors with who is it, Jen? John Candy? Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, so embarrassing. I was like, well, go big or go home. So
everyone's looking at him. This big monstrous steak.
I'd pound it down.
Yeah, you had to plow right through that. No meat sweats or anything. You just went all in. Holy cow.
Go big or go home.
Yes.
You got me for about 2 or 3 days. On my other show, The Misfits, one of the guys has a steakhouse in his area that photographs everybody that comes in. It's like a tradition, and they photograph you while they're eating. And some of the steaks that some of these guys are ordering, we're looking at the pictures he's showing online going, how did they do that? The thing is huge. It's an ox leg. Well, was it good? Did you enjoy it?
It was good. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Good. That's all that matters. Is we got
you ever been to Vegas?
Yeah,
I have. Yeah.
Have you eaten at
Yeah,
the
I
Heart
have.
Attack Grill on Fremont Street?
no.
Heart Attack Grill.
No, but I heard about
The
it.
Heart Attack Grill.
Let me Google that real
So
quick.
it's literally you walk in and they all put the hospital gowns on you,
What?
and all the nurses,
Yeah, that was
all
on the
the
Food Network.
waitresses are dressed up as nurses, right? And it's entertaining. There's lots of visuals. Anyways, they have a burger there, so every patty is a half pound. So I ordered the 6 patty. It's the quadruple bypass burger.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
it's
Oh my god.
it's 6 patties, 26 slices of bacon, and 28 slices of cheese,
Jesus,
and a pound
man.
of fries.
Oh.
I ate that. Took a little bit, but I ate that. But yeah,
Wow.
that's the biggest.
More power to you, bro. Damn. More power to you, brother.
Yeah, so if you don't eat it all, they make you grab onto this handrail, and the nurses come by with a little wooden patty back, and they slap your behind for not eating it all. Yeah.
My kind of place.
And anyone that weighs over 300 or 350 pounds, you eat free. There's a big scale right in the middle of the restaurant. You go
they
step
weigh
up on
everybody.
it.
Hey.
They weigh everyone. Yeah. If you weigh
They
over
also have one
350,
called the
you eat
cardiac
free.
arrest burger.
Yeah.
I think they just
Yeah.
added to that one. That's like an 8 or 10 patty burger.
Yeah. It's crazy. And your milkshake come with like a hunk of lard sitting on top of your milkshake.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, they wheel you out in a wheelchair. Still with your hospital
They
gown
do.
on.
Yeah. It's quite fun. It is. But
That's funny. You know what? We need to contact their management and have them have challenge coins for like the biggest one. You get a coin.
right? Exactly.
That's a good idea. Matt, get on that. Design a cardiac arrest hamburger coin.
Just ask the eye real quick to see what happens.
Yeah, see, he's gonna have it in 5 minutes for us. Wow. Yeah, I would probably buy that coin, to be honest with you.
You would.
Well, because it's cool. So that's like I said, it's got the cool factor. Yeah.
You would.
Oh, I did our department. I'm not going to set my other phone up, but I did our department coins, and or let me rephrase that. I've had to call them medallions, but each patch shape over the years of the Chiefs was, or each patch was a different shape. And so there was no way on some of them to get on a round coin the detail or the quality. So I went and I made medallions. And it's 2 inches by 4 inches. So that's the first one for was a paramedic. And then that's the state of Georgia paramedic patch, which ironically is this shape. And then we moved to something a little bit different, not too much. And let's see, what do they make us go to from there? So, I had to wear that paramedic patch. Conveniently speaking, DeKalb County, Georgia never actually wore the state paramedic patch that's required. And then another chief switched us to that. That would be easy to make. That's round. I could do that one. But then the new chief came in and decided he wanted something totally different. So he had this kind of odd shaped patch. And so I had to make this one. And I was like, you guys are killing me. And so when I come out with a series showing, our patch progression, a lot of people complain, well, that's not a coin. Well, I can't put all of our patches on a coin. Otherwise, you're going to have this little teeny tiny dot in the center of it. And on the back, it's going to be full, And so I've actually not sold hardly any of these because everybody's like, "What's that, a coin?" Well, tell the chief to create a round patch. I don't know what to tell you.
Nice.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anybody wants to call in, by the way, 1-888-88-YERGZ. I should have said that earlier if you had any questions for Barry. If you got any questions for Matt with AI, even though he looks like he's going to retire, he's like 12. It's like when you go into OST.
That's that baby face, baby.
He was recruited when he was 8. He's worked his way off the computer line. So.
Well, technically, Glenn, it's not really retiring. It's more of hurry up and wait until you can actually retire. It's just, they get you at the reserves over there. They don't really get to retire.
That's what I was going to ask, especially with us potentially going to war. Don't you have to stay for so many years? As like you say, I'm punching out, but they're like, for 6 years we still got your ass.
No, it's and I've talked about it. They've heard it about activating the reserves, and activating. You guys ever did your SSI in high school when you guys had to register for the selective service? Yeah. That's always a thing. I can't speak mostly on it, but I mean, I don't know with the current guy in office, who knows, but they could. Yeah, never say never, right? But no, once you're done, you're done. When your contract's up, your contract's up.
Okay. So, from Canada, we didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I know.
The minute I took the oath and got sworn in, I had to sign up.
Doom, got him. Yeah. They get you something.
I'm too old and fat, so. But I have been told this at the state level. They can still come in and federalize paramedics if there's a shortage. I may not be on the front line, but I can be patching up people back in the back. No, I'm too old. I'm fat. I'm crippled.
Yep.
But we say this jokingly, but right now we're actively bombing 2 countries, so
There's a lot going on.
Actually, I guess 3. Yeah, I started right. I was having dinner and I broke into the news and says, "Oh, we've decided to bomb Syria and Iraq and Yemen. Yay!" The scariest part of that for me was they were showing the plane's route on Flight Tracker. So this is your AI. It says showed the route of the plane, the way it went, how it bombed. Like, how the hell are the civilians getting this information? We don't need to know this. The bad guys don't need to know this.
Technology.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. They're using technology. But yeah, so tell us something, Matt, about this coin that you're working on that's spinning, or do you want to talk about it? That's spinning.
Yeah. I can talk about it. So,
or something.
As Barry was.
Oh, he talked too bad about AI and it got him.
Come a long way. I mean, they're very, like I said, there's hat boxes. Good job.
Is it just me or is he breaking up?
What's that?
He's breaking up.
Okay, I think you talked bad about AI because you were breaking up and freezing and stuff.
All right, how about now? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah, it must be the AI. Anyways, So for Challenge Coins designs, I'm kind of getting away from the complex, these coins that got all these different functional things on it, golf ball markers and everything. And actually, I did a poll on most of the Facebook groups, and I was like, "Hey guys, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want traditional coins? Do you want complicated coins? Do you want both, or you just don't care?" And of course, most people elected the traditional because what they want to do, they want to put in their pocket. They want to stick it on a mantle on their walls. So they can, display it. So what I've been doing in my company, I've been trying to. I like to do retro nostalgic, but I think I might have to kind of modify it a little bit. But you guys seen the news for the new Beetlejuice coming out with Michael Keaton, the 2020-24 version?
Have not. No.
You guys not watched like listen to news?
Dude, I am stuck behind this computer, either on live.
Some of us actually were.
Okay. And the other part of the time,
Well, it's not this guy.
station, so,
So, well, I was looking, and then I sent one of them. Well, I sent one of you guys. It was a alien coin. Actually, I sent it to Glenn. He almost lost his marbles. He's like, "Oh man, I want to steal that design." And I was like, "Well, you can," but then I was like, "Well, I guess I could, change it to something else." So, let me see. I don't know if I can share it on here. Let me see.
I don't know if Space Force has anything, but I've never seen any Space Force coins.
It'd be funny because if there was any Space Force, it'd probably be like, aren't they using like the Star Trek logo on their stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I actually think
have you guys seen their flag? Have you seen like their actual flag they got?
Yeah, I think they stole it from Star Trek. Yeah, that's part of it.
I literally think it was from Star Trek because there's no other way, bro. Like,
I mean, it's cool, but yeah, I think they jacked it from Star Trek.
They totally did. Yeah, they totally jacked it from Star Trek. But actually, have you seen the Steve Carell show, Space Force? You guys watch it at all?
Oh yes, I did see that. That was hilarious.
I've really only watched season 1, so I haven't really got a chance to look at it. But it's basically them just like ratting on the Space Force.
Oh yeah, he has all those. One guy has all the medals and stuff. His jacket hardly held up. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, he's.
And they were like, "Oh, we finally got somebody below Coast Guard." I was like, "Oh, slap."
Yeah. So my camera's being dumb. My computer's being dumb, but I'll see if I can get it kind of up on here. You guys kind of see it? Let me turn my blur off here. Sorry, I got a messy house. I don't want to show the world all my messiness. Let's see here. Am I still coming in horrible? You guys can hear me now.
You're good.
I'm good. Okay, there we go. Is that a little better? Can you guys see it now?
Mm-hmm.
So this is just the design that works, right? It's one I showed Glenn a while ago. You can't really see it too well, but if you look at it, it's alien coin, right? Because why not? Because aliens are cool, right? So the top one is the alien with like the world like blown up, and he's just chilling. In his eyes, you can see the reflection of the Earth. And then on the reverse side, it's like an astronaut dude who's just chilling, and then he's seeing the world pretty much blown up. So it's kind of like a mirror type kind of a coin, right? So that's just something I'm working on, something like that. But when it comes to designs, like you just gotta like. I don't know. Wait, Glenn, how long did it take you to make a challenge coin?
Before you, about 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. What did you use to edit it?
Well, it depends. If
calling them out.
It depends. I would use either a phone program to draw, or a couple different Windows programs, because up until recently, in order to acquire certain images, you had to eliminate the background. I was having to do it manually, but now I've found, thank you, AI, a way of doing it. Like, for instance, I liked this idea. I wanted your skull or alien head. I could just put that picture in the program now, and it would just zap everything else out but that, or whatever you tell it. So that was a lifesaver. But before that, a lot of hand drawing. I even went and got, it's a upright mouse, so I can draw straighter lines and stuff. So I was drawing some of them, but nowhere near the quality of work you're turning out. And I hate to say that because I sell challenge coins, but hey, if I got in a bind though, I know you'd help me out. But still, that coin is incredible. That beats the Miami one. Actually, you've seen the Miami one, haven't you?
Yeah. So you put it back up. So pull it back up again, Glenn. So how much of this coin do you think is AI generated? Take a guess. Yes.
Knowing you, 95%.
Close, yeah, mostly. So if you look at it, right, the alien face, that was a vector graphic off the internet, but the world and the star, everything behind the alien is all AI generated. The text that was me. I put that in there. But the guy, the old man in here with the aviators, was all generated through AI. So I'm trying to log in now to show you guys. Let's see if I can log in. I can actually do like a live demo of this thing actually in action. You can actually see what it what it does. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Maybe not. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you could make that. What do we call it? Attack coin.
Yeah. But again, this is just like this is just in in design. But if you guys look, the Intergalactic Threat Response Authority, I did not come up with that. That was AI. The Erratico Chaos and the Defito Ordimus, the Latin words, was all AI. So as you can see, this is an example, right? It's not being lazy. It's just basically giving you a direction and going, right? But when we talked about challenge coins before, challenge coins, if I give this to the designers to actually make this coin, it wouldn't like this. There's no way, right? Unless they actually take the photo, cut it out in a circle, put it in the coin, throw some epoxy resin into it, and yeah, you can have it like that if you want. That's really the only way you can do it. But they do have what's called UV printing, which is actually pretty cool. They could actually print this onto the coin, and then they could fill with epoxy resin to seal it so it doesn't scratch or tear off or anything. So it's pretty cool. But thanks for sharing that, Glenn. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. I was trying to find the screen. I don't know where it went, but I was going to zoom in on it again, but I couldn't find the screen.
Nice.
Lost control of my computer.
I know, right?
Yeah, I wanted to tell you guys last week when my internet went out and you guys took over the show and did, I don't know, what you do, 25-ish minutes of it afterwards without me. I was able to splice it all together and put out a whole show, and you all did a great job without me. Thank you when my internet died. I appreciate it.
We kept it going for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, and you were funny. I mean, you were great. I don't know where all this sudden success for me in podcasting comes from. I think it's from the people I've surrounded myself with. So.
Somebody wants to listen to you. I don't know.
Where else are you going to see a grown man eat a 10-pound steak in 2 minutes? So,
oh,
come on, I got to bust your balls a little bit, Chuck. I love you, man.
Chuck's rolling his eyes.
And as we go on, I'm sure you will find something to bust me on. I'm sure. I'm almost 100%.
Alrighty.
Especially if any of my friends get on here. Holy crap, I'm screwed. So
totally screwed. I'm surprised your friends haven't called in yet.
Ooh, don't give them any ideas.
All right. Let me see here.
Last week we had the interesting call there where they were telling us all kinds of stories about Corey. So.
All right. So
I can make contact. I can make contact with one guy that can just get on, call in, and make Chuck turn red.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Who?
Should we?
Oh, yeah, who?
Darren?
Oh no, he's probably drunk right now.
Well, that might make it even better. As long as you don't take it personal and run away, Chuck. I've had that happen to people. They're like, "Oh, I love you," and I never see him again. So.
Oh no!
So,
gotta be able to take it.
Here we go.
Let me tell this real quick. If we had, if y'all had watched the Misfits last week, well, it went away. I shared it and it went away. I don't know where it went.
Go ahead.
No, I shared it and it went away. I was going to say, if you had listened to last week's Misfits, we were doing a game where the computer asks a question and I read it to each person. Oh my God. I was almost embarrassed to ask Andy 2 questions that just, if you watch the show, I was dying laughing, but I had to ask him if it was okay. Finally, one of them said, would you rather be glued to an airplane wing or the front of a cruise ship? And I was like, oh, that's bad. I can't ask Andy that. But a little bit better. It got even better. And for those of you that are listening in or joining in later, it's okay to say, right, Andy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Andy's confined to a wheelchair and pretty much has been all of his life. And the next question that came up to him, would you rather be able to stand your entire life or not, or to sit down your entire life? I'm like going, oh God, I can't ask him. But Andy is a great sport. He took it well. I love Andy to death. So
yeah, but you forgot the third question. The burping, farting one.
Oh yeah. It asks, would you rather burp during a kiss or fart during sex? Corey, what is your answer?
Oh man,
Chuck, what's your answer?
It's farting. It's farting for Chuck. Totally farting for Chuck.
Yeah, it's not farting. It's queefing. It's queefing for Chuck.
Oh, yes. Amen. Absolutely.
Looking through my window.
Oh, that's great.
Oh man, you guys are too much. We're about to get kicked off live radio.
Oh, trust me, there's much worse out there. I've done it. So the original Misfits were a lot less restrained than we are now. Now that we're getting FM radio involved, we have to be good. So
yeah, start hitting that bleep button.
Yep. So did you figure out how to share what you were trying to, Matt?
Yeah. So I was gonna show you guys. So this is can you guys see it? This is Chat GTP. I just wanted to show you guys something real quick. Show you how the magic happens, right? So this is where you literally ask it what you want to ask it, right? So I don't know, let's talk about so you can't ask it any questions like, well, how do I bury the body? Or how many bullets does it take to kill somebody? It's pretty like, it doesn't go too far in depth, right? But it won't. Yeah, it won't. But so here it is. Like, give me an idea for a challenge coin that is alien inspired, if you will, right? So we're just gonna talk to it. And the thing about it is that it actually remembers your whole conversations, right? So it tells you, you just go through and read all of it, right? So it tells you on thing, and then like, let's give me more details, right? Like, let's talk about, let's see. And so I was talking about this stuff, like, hey, you should try to design it like this: the front side, the back side. And as you can see, this is doing it in real time. This is pretty fast, right? So that's like, it's pretty much what's cool about it, right? Because everything is like done in real time. And it remembers your conversations, because everything that's posted on the side here, it goes back and it'll tell you. Now, this is the Chat GTP 3.5. The 4 was one you pay for that gives you all the extra stuff, the one that I have. But this is just an example of where AI is right now. It's not really too crazy right now, but that's just something that I just want to share with you guys. Let you see how it actually works.
How do they come up with what they call the deep fakes? Do they put a picture in? Like
Photoshop. Yeah, it's Photoshop. Yeah, it's Photoshop.
So, but then does AI take over? Because
there's a face modifier and a face swap AI engine that you can use to actually swap faces. You ever seen the Google face swaps gone wrong? You will piss yourself laughing so hard, because they had an app where you could swap a face with somebody else's face, right? But of course, people started getting creative and started putting their dogs' faces in there, or like a celebrity who's on TV, like Nicolas Cage, right? They put his face on there and they put their face and they took a picture of them together, and it's pretty scary actually, especially with the babies. But, but it is pretty. It's actually pretty cool. When I was going through, we have a chief season when the guys start moving up in ranks. They go through it's a grueling 2 months of just getting beat down, and their faces are all like sad and they're all like sweaty and everything. And I used a face AI app, which allowed them to have long hair like Jesus and beards and everything, and it actually makes them smile. Like if they're frowning, like it would actually make them smile, like they're having a great old time, but they're really not having a good old time. So it's just an example of like, where how cool these things are. Like it recognizes your face and it just maps it right over. It's really cool. So yeah,
Wow.
it's insane. Yeah, it's really scary, insane. That's why you see a lot of those, like, you do like UFOs and paranormal stuff, right?
Yes.
Probably 80 to 90% of those are fake. I mean, let's be honest, right? They're just photoshopping
Oh,
these
yeah.
things in. Like, look at this aircraft, this UFO, dude. I can literally see like where you drew the lines in, or like where there's a shadow missing. Like it's Photoshop. And then now we have AI. So now it's like, I just showed you how easy it was to, like, type a few words and say, generate this image for me. Go, right? Go. So
Yeah.
it's that easy. It's that easy. You know what I mean?
Well, trying to find the image. That's funny. I don't even have it saved on my computer. Where I found the image of the gun, or no, I'm sorry, cannon, and the state of Texas Star. We've been talking about it, and it's went on in our development phase, and now I've wanted to put a knife instead of a cannon through it, because I think that would probably sell better. And here, I'll show you what it looks like. This is what I'm working on right now. How do I share screen? I don't know how to share screen. I run this damn thing.
Come on, man. Don't be like Corey. Got this.
Love you, Corey.
Yeah.
This is the one we've changed it to now, and Matt was very instrumental in helping me with this. I came up with
it was
the idea.
It's a lie.
And, well, I mean, you were still help me out.
Actually, well, to be fair, the star behind it with all the barbed wire on it, that was AI. Everything else was actually designed.
Okay, see, so you did help me out a little bit. So I think that's what I'm going to switch it to. There may be a little different variations of it. Yeah, this one. This is a definite one. So
okay.
I'm just waiting on some prices. And while we were sitting here talking, I got an email back from one of the vendors saying there's no way possible to put a coin or a knife coming out of a coin.
What?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just do magnetic?
Well, that's what I thought. So
get the knife metal part, right? Put 2 magnets on either side, make them strong magnets, and you can be like, pull it off.
That's what my contact said last night or the night before when I reached out to her.
Just magnetic, bro. I use
She was
magnets.
going to use magnets.
Yeah, just magnets, man.
So that knife would come right off the star.
That's the star one.
Yeah. So, and then of course we determined that they don't know how to spell clump, or they don't translate clump very well. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm probably going to go with it. I was going to do both of them, but after I've talked to some people, and then Matt brought up tonight too that the gun ones aren't selling for whatever reason right now. I don't know.
Did I show you the? Hold on a second. Let me share. Let me share my screen real quick, Glenn. I wanted to show you another gun. Did I show you the RoboCop gun?
I'm not sure. I think so.
Let me hold on a second. Let me pull it up real quick. Because this is an example, right? So I was showing this to everybody too, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like I would totally buy that. Like that's freaking awesome." I was like, "All right, cool." So on my website here, this is my website, Luminary Strike Design. I got it. It's in there. The reason why I say stay tuned is because a lot of people kept buying coins when they're actually not available yet. It's not available yet, right? So here it is, right here. Yeah.
Nice.
So it'd be cool, right? Like it's the 1980 version of the RoboCop pistol. Like how cool is that? When he's just tearing dudes down with like just right, just tearing people down, right? That's awesome, right? And I thought about making it, but you're looking at sales and it's like not a lot of people. The problem is that they don't know what to do with it. So if it's a gun, right? Like if you don't have a stand, or it's gonna sit on the shelf, or like away from the other challenge coins, it's not gonna be popular, right? So that's one of the things I've been realizing when I'm doing my my latest designs, is that I just need to stick back to basics, back to simple stuff, because people just want stuff they put in their pockets or put in their shelf.
Yeah. Corey, Chuck, are y'all working on one right now, or?
No, not right now. We're supposedly going to a new badge, so wait for that to come out and debut for all of us to wear. And then I think I might go back and probably use my first round coin and put the new badge on the round coin and send that out to people to sell and buy. So
volume
Let me know if you need help, bro.
yeah.
The only other one is that simple one that this ain't the right one. I gotta find it. But our kids won state in football this year.
Yeah.
So just like there's a nice cart on one side, and then it'll say Centerville High School the year, state champions, and on the back, it's just plain, but it lists all their names and their numbers. And so
that's cool.
And the coaches and stuff. So just something for the kids to.
But it's the school is Centerville and miners. So Centerville was really big in coal mining back in the 60s, 50s, 40s. So the coin is actually probably going to be shaped like a old
mining cart sitting on a railroad tracks.
Nice idea.
Nice.
With the logo of the Centerville Miners on one side of it, and then the other side would be all the team players and names and numbers. So
yeah,
that's cool.
So kind of working a little bit on that. We'll see how far we go with that. And there's a lot of people, those small communities. Everyone goes to the games, like grandmas and grandpas, and they don't even have any kids in the schools, and they're still going up to the games and supporting the whole school. It's pretty awesome to watch. Everyone shows up.
I love that community. I love that. Yeah, there's not enough of that.
So I can just guarantee you, they would buy coins just because they would hold it.
Yeah.
They would display those coins.
It means something to them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like Barry was saying, a lot of things they're doing now with fire trucks when they're having new engines and stuff come in service. I've noticed that there's people who collect nothing but coins that are the shape of vehicles. Have you all seen that? The only one I own is Pensacola has a really cool cruiser, but I've started seeing a lot of different fire trucks, ambulances. Well, ambulances you don't see so much. I mean, I guess they're kind of plain and generic. It's a box on a truck, but you do the fire trucks now. I'm seeing a lot of that in the different type of police cars. So, in fact, one department I saw actually went back to, I want to say it was, what's the name of that town in Washington? Kitsap. They went back to the old bubblegum lights, one on each side of the bar. It was like a 58 Ford Galaxy or something. And they made that one, and then they made like their modern one, and then they made the most recent one, which is I think it's what is it? The Dodge SUV. They put the canines in, whatever that one is. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Georgia State Police also has one. So have you all seen the Georgia State Police? They got in trouble for it, but the fuck around and find out.
Yes,
that's everybody.
I'm in Georgia and couldn't get to damn coin. I was so mad. That one sold out pretty quick.
So
and the video along with it was great.
That's the best part about challenge coins, man. You can do whatever you want, man. It's like there's no holds bars, man. Do what you want. It's your coin, man. I love it.
I'm trying to do one for like firearms instructor for work, but I think it'd be cool, for like a Top Shot prize, some sort of a challenge coin or something. But I just haven't really put one together yet.
So I'm going to show you this coin. I don't know if you guys seen it or not. It's an Oscar Mayer Wiener coin. Have you seen that? No. Okay. So
you would, Corey. You'd show it.
On the bottom, on one side it says Oscar Mayer. It's shaped like the Oscar Mayer Wiener car. And on that same side it says, "Do not touch the wiener." And it's
look at that.
Okay.
I'd probably buy that. Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing, right there.
On the other side, It says Cadillac Converter Task Force, Narco Warrior. So that the Wienermobile was in some town, and literally the Cadillac Converter got cut off the Wienermobile.
Oh my God!
They filed the police report because of it. And ever since then, this coin I want this coin so bad. So yeah, they just designed a coin for, yeah, right.
If anybody out there has a way of getting a hold of the Wienermobile coin, let us know. I think you probably
ISO Wienermobile coin, go.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another thing we should do. We should have people come on and show coins that they're in search of, or call in and send me the picture, and I'd show the coin, put it up, and we'd hook them up because, I liked any of the coins that are Bigfoot related. Well, Yakima, I think it was Yakima. Somebody, it was FBI out in Washington or somewhere, had this really cool one, but you had to know someone to get it. And so it took me a while, but I finally got in touch with somebody and got it. And so, yeah, that'd be kind of a cool segment if we can, advertise that out. So,
okay, well, I'm just gonna show this picture. I'm not gonna say any words because you'll have to beat me. Okay. This is actually Maryland State Police coin, and it's a generation butt hurt. I'm offended on one side of the coin.
Oh my God!
And then the other side of the coin, there's a certain part that glows. So I'm just gonna hold this picture up.
Yes.
I love it.
Corey modeled for that.
I want this coin.
Okay. Yeah, Andy, have you seen that one? I have not
Actually,
seen that.
no, I haven't, but I've heard about it.
Oh,
yeah.
Andy, your Maryland could hook him up.
The one part glows.
I can't imagine.
That's funny.
Can you imagine trying to translate that?
Yeah. We'll just keep it PG.
AI, make it.
Yeah. Run that through AI. See what happens.
All right.
Put it like a cat in between the legs.
Yeah, I was going to say, Matt, does it do that type of thing?
I don't know. I think it might be irresponsible.
Does it know who it's dealing with?
No.
No, man.
It's actually, you can Google the people have done some AI. Like, it's been pretty messed up. Like,
NYPD created this coin. This is another coin I'm in search of. I don't know if you've seen that one.
There's a guy that also has the first name of Glenn that is on my Facebook. Find him. I think he's the one that made that one.
Says tap that ash.
Yeah. There's cigar group. Yeah, they're a top cigar group. Yeah. Go to my Facebook and find my other. His name is Glenn, and I think he's in New York or he's up north. And I think he made that one because that's how I met him. And he also made one that was a cigar that opened up and was stuff inside of it. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. Yeah, he's done a couple. He's he's got some pretty bad, but it's a cop cigar club that started it. Really? So I'm like an honorary member, but I never do anything. So because he asked me for help on a design once. So, but that and we got the same last name of Glenn or first name of Glenn. So
that's another coin I'm looking for. El Chapo.
Oh yeah, El Chapo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh man.
Some of these coins, man, it's cutthroat. They want like 4 or 5 coins for one
Hey,
trade.
Glenn, check the instant messenger. I just posted a picture.
Really, Andy?
Oh, dude!
What did he find?
Golden challenge coin.
It's on eBay.
What? No way.
Yep.
Man, who gets away
Wow.
with this stuff, man? Oh my god!
I typed in Maryland State Police challenge coins, and that was the first one to come up.
I like those guys, man. I
I
want to meet those guys.
You might not want to air that one there, Glenn.
Yeah.
No. Leave that one alone. Just do what Andy said to do. You'll find it. All right, so Chuck, Corey, which you two's going to buy it as soon as we get offline?
No.
Does that one glow in the dark? Hey, that might have been a good glitter. One of the ladies that was trying to draw my star, just a tip, just a tip. Was trying to draw my star with the wire. She goes, "Well, I could make it look rusty. We'll just put glitter on it." And my reply back with caps was, "No glitter."
Yeah.
No stripperness for me. You were talking about Chuck. You were talking about one for firearms people, instructors. I saw one that was a gun sight, and I don't know how they did it, but one side looked like it was glass, and when you flipped it over, the other side you could actually see through. So it was like a two-way mirror. And it was a target. Cool. And, it said whatever, NYPD, whoever it was, around the edge, and it had like the crosshairs. And one side, it was a mirror where you could see like their department patch or something. But when you flipped it over, it was crosshairs that you could see through. Like if I was holding it up to you.
Huh, that's cool.
I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they did that, but that was pretty badass. I thought that's whoever come up with that was a good design. So
that'd be cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did draft up.
Hey, Glenn, check your private instant message. I believe I just found something for Corey.
Oh, Lord.
God.
Oh, where did you find that?
It's on under eBay for Maryland State Police.
Everything's got everything on eBay.
Wait, yeah, Corey, check your coin is.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a nice green. But how much do they want for it?
Let me check.
That's the thing. Some people put these on there and like, oh, I'll sell it to you for $200.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they had an ATF coin like that I was looking at, and the guy's like, I could sell it on eBay for $300, and I was like, well, then do it, because I ain't paying that.
Do it.
Exactly. And that's another reason I wanted this show is so because you can't trust some of these people out there now. Come on, show your coin, show your stuff.
Yeah.
Don't be chicken. We'll put you on here. I'm not afraid to bring anybody up, and even if they get raunchy or something, I can hang up on them. But still, and that's what I want. I got my little button here somewhere. So,
well, we talked about this, Glenn, because I was telling you that for the military side, they make a lot of money selling coins at like events. And it'd be nice to have like a virtual coin fair, if you will, where people would just join in. They can come and go as they want, and they join these like virtual booths where they can like shop, right, for any coins that you got. But it's live, like you could see your face, you could talk to the person, right? You can show it off like QVC. That would be cool.
It's not on eBay; it's on Amazon.
Oh God, even worse.
Oh, God. How do you get on Amazon?
Come on, Jeff Bezos.
That's funny. Yeah, and we should start doing it before the shows. Upload to either Matt or I pictures of coins you want, and we'll put them up there. And,
get your QR codes, get your links, and all that stuff.
We may have 20 people watch us tonight, but before the week comes back around, we'll have over 100 watches. So it's not like the show's going anywhere. So you never know.
Yeah.
I like the Bigfoot coins, and there's some like there was actually I bought a Navy one that was out in not Maryland, Tacoma, Washington, and it is their badge. And when you flip it over, it's got Bigfoot carrying some type of special weapon, and he's got a canine. And I asked the guy, I was like, I want one of these, but not military. And he's like, okay, I'll sell you one. And I explained to him, I caught Bigfoot. And I said, what in the world? He goes, oh, well, Bigfoot's on our base, and that's one of our special weapons. And we got the K9 training school or something. I'm like, that's badass.
Do you have the Yakima Bigfoot FBI one?
No, I think it's the one I haven't been able to find yet.
I'll take a picture of the one I have. I have an extra Bigfoot one.
Okay. I don't have much to trade police wise, but sure, I'll get
I'm
something.
not picky, man. I'm not picky.
Okay. Some people like I started, I was only collecting fire, but over time, I've met officers and had them give me coins and stuff. And so,
If I can take a story behind it, of somebody that I met or whatever, that's what I like to collect the coins for.
Exactly. It means something. It means more. So it's got more than just a value to it.
Right.
No. And we'll let Andy be our Google searcher to find all the odd ones that we can. He likes looking for pennies. So.
That one right there.
It's that one.
There you go. Boom.
FBI.
I'll check to make sure, but I think that's the one I don't have. I'm pretty sure. That's not the one I don't
one
have.
side, and then that's the other side.
Yeah. Okay. If I don't have it, I know I've probably got a Philadelphia FBI. I'll send you.
Yeah, just message me if you don't have it.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. But yeah, we need to do that and get people in here. I want this to start rolling. I know we're only on show 4, but we're funny. It's a popular topic, and people are liking it. So I'm proud of us. And I don't know where you guys are advertising this, but it's working. So please keep it up. I love you. Love you. Long time.
Glenn, we got to do AI one, right? I do an AI one, and we got to do this VR.
VR. Virtual reality.
Yeah, virtual reality. Because there's a lot of things coming up, and it'll spark a lot of topics, especially on that stuff. I mean, I know it's not really challenge coins, but when I stream from a little bit, that's something I'm thinking about.
Well, hey, I can have you over on my other show. Matter of fact, I might need you on my show. I saw somebody cancel it. I haven't read the email yet, so I may need somebody to come in and fill in. So we could do that. And hey, that'd get you out to 1 million people. I was going to look and see. I booked somebody for next week. And I believe, I can't remember if it was Corey or Chuck, one of you said that you had already dealt with this, Protecting the Blue, Miss Susan Smith. She's coming on next week. You all met her? Or? Okay.
I haven't met her. Reached out to her and told her what we did, and she actually mailed Chuck and I both coins and stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
It's very cool.
it is cool, and it's a cool purpose of why she's doing it and what the reasons are behind that too. And it's one of those coins you just kind of carry with you. It's one of those protector type coins. There's a lot of meaning behind it. Like even my kids, they both got me the St. Michael coin on one side, and then the other side it says, my daughter has always given me a saying, "You're my hero. You're always my hero. I'm your forever baby girl," or something like that. But I carried those 2 coins in my vest when I go out in the field. It's tucked in my vest. It's out of the way, but they're always there. So, yeah.
Well, the fire service, we have a tradition. We will put things in the top of our helmets. We'll mount them in our helmet. And the theory is, God forbid, that you carry your family with you everywhere, but if for some reason you're trapped in that room and you're going out and there ain't nothing you can do about it, take your helmet off and look at your family.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's a grim thought, but yeah, we all did it.
It's one of those things that it's reality. Every day is a different day, and every day you're walking into work into the unknowns because you don't know if you're going home that night, and you don't know what you're going to see that day. And all you can do is be the safest you can be. and watch your back and watch each other's back and work as a team. You know, it goes a long way. You have to trust your partner, and kudos to Chuck. He is my partner in real life and not just on the show. But
and not the other way, though.
Not the other way either. Just, but he's my work spouse. But we understand each other. We read each other, and that's what gets us through the day. And you know, if you can't laugh at work over some of the shit that we see or deal with, the job ain't for you. You we gotta really dry sense of humor. It's black humor. And a lot of people don't get it. But just looking at each other, we'll just start freaking laughing because we get it. We know, right?
Yeah. You can't unsee things, you know? And, well, like I was telling Barry about I'll call him a kid, but he was watching the computer screens, you know, they're looking for speeders, shoplifters, whatever on all the cameras through the city. He saw mama and baby wiped out in wall size right in front of him, you know, so you don't know what you're going to see. So you can't unsee things. So,
especially when there's your partner, like if Corey's not around or if I'm not around, we can pick different people to go out in the field with in our office. You know, there's one guy in our office. Joke is he always says, I need your help for 5 minutes. Well, if he tells you that, you're done.
You're done for at least an hour and a half.
Yeah,
right?
and we went into that, and the end of that day, you know, hey, come help me for 5 minutes, turned into a shooting. But it was just like, when it was done and over with, we sat there. Well, I know I sat there, and you have that adrenaline dump, and you just start, you know, like I had my phone, I just started looking through the pictures of your family and stuff, like, okay, bringing yourself down, different things that you keep on you to bring yourself down. And then, like, you know, like Corey said, we're partners, so then, you know, you go home. He wasn't there that day, but then we're calling each other like, oh, shit. Sure, shoot, you know, whatever.
Good shoot. Don't worry about it. We're good. You know.
Yeah. Get your union rep. Get your union lawyer. So.
But it just.
And thankful for us. We have a very supportive office. Our admin, our bosses, they bend over backwards for us, and families first. Always family first, and which is comforting in a lot of senses. But yeah, we just look out for each other, look out for our own, man. It's one of those things.
You got to, because if you don't know what's going to happen. And you keep disappearing on us. You're like, you look at too much porn or something.
I don't know. It must have been them challenge coins.
Andy has been making one of his. Andy, your feedback is of his photo unit. You should Matt should design you something for that, but he could do it in 5 minutes.
AI generate this.
You're muted.
No, I've already talked to Matt about that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. How about
we got it. We got it.
Secret
Texas Roadhouse is on fire.
You got a house fire.
No, Texas Roadhouse.
Is it really on fire?
Yep, they got smoke coming from the building.
Fire
awesome. In the walls.
Oh yeah, that's going to work.
Somebody's got to cook steak.
Yeah, that one's well done. So.
Yeah.
You know, I've been on some fires in some commercial businesses and stuff like that. You would think all that steak or whatever burning smells like ass. I mean, it doesn't smell anything like on the grill.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you got a story here? I don't know.
No.
Corey, do they make firefighter gear in your size? Because you could do some serious overhauling those buildings, tearing shit up.
In Chuck?
I'm sorry, Chuck. God, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
it's called the Titan Omni Store.
No, I used to be on the volunteer fire department here in our town. So that oh yeah,
Okay.
they make them big enough.
All right. No, you got to move your name around because when I'm just off top of my head thinking, I know who you are in real life, but I'm reading down there. So you got to switch your names around or move your chairs. I don't know, do something, but you confuse me.
We'll make sure that's done next week.
We'll see if we can get you online next week. So
yeah, good thing we started at about 6:30, right? Yeah.
Is that when you started?
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah. All right, well, gentlemen, I've been on the radio most of the day. I am getting ready to sign off. Matt, you got anything coming up? But I might talk to you seriously about being a special guest on a show. I've had somebody cancel. So.
Yeah, man, just let me know. I got you, bro. Just give me at least like a 24 to 48 hour notice. I'll be good. We'll work it around.
Okay, cool. You got anything cool coming up or coming out in the next week that you want to talk about, or keep us in next week?
Let me think. No, not yet. Just things in the works though. I do have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle coin coming out eventually.
Ooh. All right.
It's a Chief inspired. It's on the. I was just on that thing too. Oh man, let me do it real quick.
Well, I'm still going to be working on the. Here we go. There we go.
Right. Yeah. Right. Here we go. Oops, not quick shop. Stop it. Get out of there. There we go. This one. This one's like pretty cool. This may be one of my probably last complicated coins that I do. Not complicated. We'll say complex. But the company, the factor is going to actually do an actual 17 millimeter thick size shell with the actual Leonardo swords coming out. So this goes back to nostalgic, right? Nostalgic stuff that I do. So it screams Navy Chief, I know, but damn copyright. So yeah, that's I got these. That's what's coming next, if you will. So stay tuned, sign up, do your jump on my website. Make sure you give me your email address, and I'll give you a 10% discount. Plus, we'll let you know when new stuff's coming out.
Yeah, tell them you saw it here. You saw it here first. So cool. Yeah. Corey, Chuck, anything this next week going on?
No, nope, nothing at all.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Well,
all right.
What? Huh? All right. Well, yes, you will. I'm going to work on the knife one. Andy, you got anything going on before we get out of here?
Nope, not that I can think of.
All right. They still burning down the building?
Yep.
All right. I love it. I miss that so much. All right. Well, I got the music queued up. We're going out of here. Next week, Susan Smith is coming on. We will have her. So until then, goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you later.
Later.
Yeah.